Hi, my name's Madonna.
And I'm Blake, and we're back for day 11 of our preparation for Marian Consecration. And today we're going to be discussing how the Immaculata, that is Mary, always does God's will perfectly. And Father Gately opens up this reflection in talking about a teaching from St. Thomas Aquinas. Now, St. Thomas Aquinas is known as the common doctor of the Church, and so his teachings in particular are a very helpful and beautiful way to understand the faith. And Aquinas developed this idea of everything coming from God and then returning to Him. So everything that's created, of course, comes from the creating act of God and then finds its fulfillment in returning to Him in fulfilling their purpose. And St. Maximilian Kolbe takes this teaching of the exit and the return and develops it in understanding the life of the human person and also the life of our Blessed Mother. But let's look at a quote that explains that.
First, God creates the universe. That is something like a separation. Creatures, by following the natural law implanted in them by God, reach their perfection, become like Him, and go back to Him. Intelligent creatures, human beings, love Him in a conscious manner. Through His love, they unite themselves more and more closely with Him, and so find their way back to Him.
And so we see that St. Maximilian Kolbe recognizes that every creature, again, comes from God, and then in uniting themselves to His will and allowing themselves to be perfected by His grace, they make a return to Him. And that's kind of the path of sanctity, which we'll talk more about tomorrow. But we want to highlight today that of all the creatures that made that exit and then that return to God, of all the creatures that did that, Mary did it the best. She did it perfectly because of her Immaculate Conception, which we've been talking about, her union with the Holy Spirit, her perfect discipleship of Jesus Christ, and just her constant openness to the grace of God and His will for her life and for the life of the world. And so Mary is a great model for us in so many ways, but especially as we reflect on how we can more perfectly conform our wills to God's will and choose Him at every moment. It's great that we can look to her and then have her prayers as we try to make that perfect return to God through her prayers, through the life of the Church, the sacraments, and all the grace that we get through Jesus Christ, our mediator. And
So we'll go ahead and end with our prayer for the day. In the name of the Father, and of the Son, and of the Holy Spirit. Amen. Come, Holy Spirit, living in Mary, renew the face of the earth, so that all creation may return to God. Amen. In the name of the Father, and of the Son, and of the Holy Spirit.
Regina Caeli laetare, Alleluia, quia quem eruisti portare, Alleluia, resurrexit sicut dixit, Alleluia, ora pro nobis Deum, Alleluia. Gaudet laetare Virgo Maria, Alleluia.
Quia surrexit Dominus